Welcome to the Her Sweet Spot Experience, dishing out tips and tricks on mindset, money, marketing, and media for your life and business, and where we talk to women about how they found their sweet spot.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Her Sweet Spot Experience. I'm Marsha Guerriere, your host, and on today's episode, we'll be talking with Rev Kymberley Clemons-Jones. She is a preacher, an author, a mom, and she has so many great things to share with you today. I really can't wait to get into our conversation. But you guys know how I like to start off every show by giving you a little tips and tricks that I've learned along the way in this entrepreneurial game. And today's top tip is all about marketing for you and for your business. And today's tip is know your customer, whether it's your potential employer or it is an actual customer. Create the right customer persona. You know, it may seem like it's something so easy because we want to help all women or all short people or all tall people. But I recommend that you sincerely focus on this step for identifying your person down to what magazines they're watching or they're reading, what shows are they watching, who are they most likely to attract within their circle. So you can get to know them a little better, and that helps you really identify some of the things that will help you sell and market your products and services to the right buyer. So create your buyer persona based on the real data that your customers and your market research brings to you. Okay, once you're able to do that, and trust me, it will save you so much more in the long run that you will be repeatedly getting customers inside of your sweet spot. All right, everyone. Okay, we're gonna bring in our guest now. Let me tell you a little bit about our guest, Reverend Kymberley Clemons-Jones. She is, as I said, she's a Connecticut native, a wife, mother, preacher, author, advocate, and coach. She is the graduate of Rutgers University, Hunter College, and Union Theological Seminary, where she obtained a bachelor's degree in social work, a master's degree in educational counseling, and a master's degree in divinity. If that wasn't enough, Reverend Casey is a doctoral student at the United Theology Seminary working on her doctorate in ministry in prophetic activism. I want to learn all about what that means. So Reverend Casey currently serves as pastor of the Valley Stream Presbyterian Church in Valley Stream, New York. She is loving and nurturing pastor to both her parishioners and to those who have come to work under her in leadership, under her leadership in ministry. She's the founder of Community Healing and Caring Center, Inc., a nonprofit organization focused on family, cohesion, community building, and restoration. The Wanted Project, a mentoring program for young men ages 12 to 18 years old, is a flourishing in New York and Ghana, West Africa. Did you hear me? And seeks to tell its participants why they are worthy, accountable, named, thankful, empowered, and determined. She's also the author of Cured But Not Healed, How to Experience Deeper Faith in Your Journey with God, which was chosen by the 800,000 member unit Methodist Women's Organization reading program in 2016. Her second book is called The Flourishing of Her Soul, a journey through grief, identity, and divinity. Besides enjoying time with her husband, Philip, 3 children, and 2 grandsons, Reverend Casey enjoys traveling, listening to audiobooks, reading, and writing. And her hope is to one day skydive this summer. Now, Reverend Casey, are you skydiving this summer?
I do plan on it this summer. I first want to start with not bungee jumping, but the zip lining before I get so into jumping out of a plane. But I do have hopes of doing it this summer.
Oh my God.
Very excited.
That you are a daredevil, I should say.
I am.
I'm too chicken to do that.
I'm going to take you with me, Marcia.
I'll come as a spectator to cheer you on.
As my sister says, she always says, somebody needs to be on the ground to call 911. So I guess that would be you, right?
Listen, your bio is extensive, and I should let everyone know you and I have a really personal connection and relationship. You are one of my spiritual advisors and sisters, and I know there's just so much more to you than what I just read on that little piece of paper. You work so hard to build your knowledge and to help other people. Can you begin by explaining to me what prophetic activism is all about?
I sure can. Thank you so much for that introduction, Marcia. So in everyday language, prophetic is often defined as telling the future, right? Mm-hmm. Or like a fortune teller. But within Christian traditions, prophets were messengers from God, some of whom never lived to see their prophecies come true. So prophetic activism is basically when one is directed by God to speak truth to power, which is an act in itself. Yeah. You can be prophetic through speaking, marching, petitioning, boycotting, researching, and writing, amongst many more things. But you must be led by the divine power, and you have to take action in some kind of way. And so with that, religion can, right, and should be used to frame a politics that prophetically calls for justice, peace, and healing of the world. So right. That's it in a nutshell.
That is really awesome. I don't know if people have always thought of that in the past and looked at pastors. I guess that's not true, because Reverend Dr. King, hello somebody, is an activist, right? Working for the greater good of people. And so I think that's amazing what you're doing. I know part of your mission is to help women leaders reclaim their health of their souls while providing spiritual and financial strength to their families and communities. How does this merge together?
So we want women, so prophetically activists, part of my dissertation has to do with Rizpah and her sons, and Rizpah protected her sons in death. Mm-hmm. And it's really that story, although it focuses on King David, is really the story of Rizpah, her resilience as a mother to take care of her sons, and not only her sons, but the sons of another woman and her community. And so with my certified coaching training class, I'm making people into entrepreneurs, which is not only helping themselves, their children, but it's also helping their community. So it is an act of prophetic, I see it as an act of prophetic activism to help women, and specifically women of color as well, to just gain what they need to become entrepreneurs and to be able to provide for their families.
That's so key on point, because I often say to people, people often say to me, so what are you doing as part of like BLM, Black Lives Movement? How are you helping the movement? And I say I help in the way that I teach women how to, I might not be a person on the ground doing walking and protesting and such, but how I protest and my form of activism is empowering and educating people. And you're doing that by helping women become certified and helping women get the tools they need to rebuild their communities. I think that is amazing.
Absolutely. And I'm enjoying it so much.
So can you take me back a little bit? How did your career as a spiritual leader, right, convert itself to entrepreneurship, and that now you are supporting others as entrepreneurs? Tell us more about, your overall business. You have a nonprofit, you support young men, which is phenomenal. How did your career and everything come together?
Right. So I started pastoring in 2008 and was ordained clergy in the Protestant church in 2005. I also hold degrees in social work and educational counseling. So it was always been a goal to incorporate all of what I do into my work. So wherever I am, whether it be in the church or my business or my nonprofit, I'm using the same skills I've accumulated over the past 30 some odd years. It was only when I was led to leave my job as dean of students to pastor a church that I found myself that I was in need of income. Mm-hmm. And as you know, the church service does not always mean that you'll have enough money to pay your bills. So in 2009, I made the transition easier by studying to be a life coach. And I launched my business, Restored Life, obtained various coaching certifications to complement my work in social work and counseling, so I could make a living. And really, that's how my business began. And after working with women who were in my same circumstances of wanting to provide for their children and complement their spouses' salaries, I decided to begin certifying coaches. And it has been such a real pleasure and a turnaround also for my business. So RLG currently offers a 10-week certification training program, coach training for organizations and nonprofits who want their staff to have the skills to communicate effectively with each other and their clients. Mm-hmm. I offer one-on-one and group EFT, which is emotional freedom techniques sessions. And I also offer leadership circles, workshops, and classes. What's about to start happening in the next few weeks is called the Soul Collect, which is a group of women who are leaders in their lives, where we're going to gather once a month to mastermind life, right?
Right.
I'm going to help leaders prioritize their items in their lives that they value, so that they can, make priority what it is that they need to make priority of. I also offer my 2 books online, How to Experience Your Journey with God. I'm also working on a teaching platform, a class platform on how to ask the right questions while you're on your journey with the divine.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Because a lot of times they don't pray because they don't know what they pray for, how to pray.
Right.
It's important, especially as career professionals that are working towards something, or women in leadership that are working towards advancing their business or their career, to really merge their faith. That's why I developed the Plan, Pray, Prosper Planner Kit to help women get closer and centered and stay spiritually grounded while they're pursuing those goals. So I think what you're doing is amazing. And so much needed, right? So much needed, especially in today's time. In your opinion, what kind of qualities should a person have to be successful in their career or business? As you're training the trainers, as you're training, what are you either looking for or teaching people to develop?
Number 1 would be authenticity. I have learned very recently that you cannot fully sell your program if you're not authentic in yourself. If you don't know who you are, then you're selling people your programs, your classes, under a guise of who they think you are and actually who you think you are. Mm-hmm. And also people can probably, I would say, see that there's something just not connecting. And as soon as I dared myself to be fully myself, clients have been signing up like crazy. And the other thing is to get help from people like you and ask for what you want unapologetically. That's what I'm helping with you with some spiritual things, and you're helping me with asking for what I want and what I need unapologetically.
Yes. It's the cornerstone where you make that choice to really get the things that you want and begin to ask. Ask God,
Yes.
ask the universe, however you see it. Once you start asking, you
Mhm.
how phenomenal and how things shift for you. You know, in our podcast, we like to have a little fun. What are some of the resources that you are using, like books, podcasts, TV shows?
Mhm.
What inspires you to do the work that you're doing?
Oh, that's a good question. Things that help me create. So I have learned that if I'm not creating something every single day, then I don't feel like I'm accomplishing anything. So even in writing my theses for my doctoral program, I've turned writing into I'm creating. So it feels like I'm actually creating things. And so I suggest your podcast, of course. And really any book that inspires you. I know what might inspire me might not inspire you, but for me, I keep going back to the stories in the Bible that I can relate to, that have really kind of undergirded who I am and kind of made them my story. I also love, and keep going back to Shonda Rhimes' book, My Year of Yes. I keep going back to it every time I feel like, I'm saying no to things I shouldn't be, and I'm not stepping out on that ledge and flying. I go back to My Year of Yes. Some other books are The 4-Hour Work Week by Timothy Ferriss. I have yet to accomplish that, but it inspires me. And then also The Power of a Half an Hour by, his last name is Barnett. As well as, some others like Living Buddha, Living Christ by Thich Nhat Hanh, inspire me. As far as shows go, I like TV because when I see really good storyline plots, I'm inspired to create. So I DVR everything. I don't watch anything in real time, but I do watch a lot of TV. I mean, I'll sit down and watch like 5 shows, binge the 5 shows that I really like. And since the George Floyd cases, television shows like Grey's Anatomy and Station 19 have been doing a really, really incredible job at talking about race relations, police brutality, and other hard topics. I also love the business stuff. I love Undercover Boss. I can picture myself in the seat giving away all these goodies to people who deserve it, and both of us crying. I like Undercover Billionaire is a new one that I just got into, where the billionaire, a billionaire goes to is dropped off in some obscure town with like $1 in his pocket, and he has to make $1 million in 3 months or something. It is fantastic. So I like those kind of shows. Yeah.
I do too. I love The Prophet,
The Prophet, Bar Rescue, all of them. Yes, because I mean, even though you get something from each show that you have to think about in terms of your business. Am I, and even Shark Tank, I'm still not good with my valuations and things like that, but it does inspire me to be creative at least.
It does. My son even loves Shark Tank. He wants to be on Shark Tank. I said, well, you have to invent something, son.
Nice.
I'm going to be on Shark Tank sooner or later. He's ready.
I have no doubt that he will be. No doubt. Because you're his mom.
Yeah, that's what people say. But I'll save him for another. He needs to learn his math first.
Yeah. There we go. Start at the beginning.
We can chat all day long, but we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back with our segment, In the News, which I like to take all my guests through and talk about something that I found interesting in the news, and see what your take is. But we are going to take a quick break and be right back with our In the News segment. Hold on tight.
Are you struggling to define your brand identity? Do you need help preparing your business to gain access to funding? Are you managing your company on top of your 9-to-5? Well, welcome to Her Sweet Spot. As a business owner, full-time employee, and mother, I understand the hardships that come with being an entrepreneur. That's why I started Her Sweet Spot, as a way to amplify the voices of women of color where we can build our own economic wealth. When you become a member, you will receive access to our learning library filled with webinars and downloadable worksheets and workbooks, our bi-weekly business coaching calls, and your own roadmap worksheets so that you can track and mark your progress as you go.
All right, guys, welcome back, everyone. We are back with Reverend Casey. She is a Connecticut native. She is a wife, a mom, a preacher, and author, and she helps women find their sweet spot through life coach certification. So I want to now take you through what I call our In the News segment. And today's In the News segment is an article that I found on medium.com by Tori Naru. And these are 5 reasons that everyone should hire a life coach. Are you ready to go through it?
Yes, let's do that.
All right, let's do it. Number 1 is a life coach gets you fast-tracked results. The article says, do you have a specific goal you want to achieve? Maybe you're not sure where to start, or it feels like it's taking a long time to get there. Maybe you're lacking some motivation to deal with the nitty-gritty details of goals, or you are not just so caught up in the future version of yourself that it's hard to focus on the now. What do you think, Reverend Casey? Does a life coach truly fast track your results?
Absolutely. In my coaching certification class, we go and talk about the difference between therapy and coaching. Therapy is more long-term. People are sitting back talking about their past, so forth and so on. And coaching is a much more forward-thinking modality. It's almost like behavioral psychology, throwing you out there and helping you get things done. So it is definitely on the fast track.
All right. I like that. So number 2 on the 5 reasons that everyone should hire a life coach is, according to an article that we found on medium.com, is you're held accountable. Number 2, be held accountable. Article says, I don't know about you, but my instinctual motivation wavers on almost a daily basis. Some mornings I spring out of bed, while others I'm in a committed relationship with my snooze button. Having a coach makes you accountable. A good coach will have you set tasks to be done and deadlines to have them done by. Is that not the number 1 reason people should have a coach? Is it the number 1 reason?
I think it's part of the number 1 reason. It's the number 1 reason is to get results, and being held accountable is part of that. Yeah. And so it is very important. I give homework every time I meet with a client. I give 3 or 4 homework assignments because I want them to be working towards something. And then when they come back the next week, I want to see what they've done. I hold them accountable. They're paying top dollar for my services, and I want to see them work hard and accomplish their goals. Yes.
Right. Absolutely. Number 3 on the 5 reasons to hire a top coach, according to an article that I found on medium.com, is to get out of your comfort zone. Without a doubt, your coach is going to push you out of your bad habits, out of less than productive routines, and out of your comfort zone. Now, I don't know that every coach really does that, because I know some coaches that are like, if you don't want to do the work, that's on you, right? So how do you find coaches that really, really get you out of your comfort zone?
I don't know a lot of coaches that will give up that quickly. Right. So coaches are supposed to push. Mm-hmm. I mean, you kind of have an agreement, and at least in my coaching, I have an agreement with my clients. They know that I'm going to push them. And they know that they're going to be expected. So if they don't come through and on an assignment, we work with that and we bring them around to a point where they can get something done. So it is all about getting them out of their comfort zone. I mean, one person that I was coaching didn't know how to be by herself. Her kids were out of the house now and she was lonely and she didn't know how to be by herself. And so one of her assignments from me was to go to the movies by herself. This was a few years ago. Go by yourself, enjoy your company, take yourself out to lunch, enjoy your company. And she ended up benefiting from that. So I do think it's important to get our clients out of their comfort zones.
Excellent. I agree. Because what else would you be there for other than some of the strategic things? They're there to help you push them past the status quo, which is what they're used to. All right. Yes. Number 4 on the 5 reasons to hire a life coach, according to an article we found on medium.com, is to change your mindset. Y'all know that I'm all about mindset, money, marketing, and media. Mm-hmm. The article says, do you know all of those challenges that just seem so big and unattainable? The challenges for other people to overcome, but definitely not you. It's like, I can't overcome things. Well, working with a life coach will help you change your mindset into being able to tackle those things. What do you say about changing your mindset?
I agree totally. It's really all about changing our mindset. We have been programmed by our parents. It's just, to be certain ways and to act certain ways. And once you grow up, that reel in your head no longer fits you. And so you have to really find out who you are. And it takes some of us a long time to do it. And with a coach, it takes you less time to do it. So yes, mindsets must be changed if you want to be inauthentically yourself.
Yes, absolutely. And number 5 of the 5 reasons to hire a life coach is to make your dreams come true. Hello. Mm-hmm. The article says most coaches I've come across start on a 3-month or 12-week program broken down into various sessions, workshops, and check-ins. I think they're based on where you are in your life and what you're trying to achieve. Some of these times vary, and it's really based upon you. What are you helping people make their dreams come true?
I am. Even through the coach certification training, the feedback that I've gotten from my coaches is that they were being coached at the same time as learning to coach other people. And so not only are they getting the knowledge and background of how to be coached and how to be made accountable and getting to their dreams, now they know how to do it with other people. And so their dreams are becoming true. I talk to them almost on a daily basis about what they're doing next, their businesses that are growing. They're doing Facebook Lives and things like that. So it's really incredible to see people's dreams come true. That is definitely a benefit of coaching.
Awesome. Rev, we could talk all day.
Yes.
It's been so great having you. And it's my pleasure to talk to you and have you on the Her Sweet Spot Experience. Can you let the listeners know where they can find you and how they could get certified by Restored Life?
Yes. Okay. So you can reach me at therestoredlifegroup.com or at caseyjones@restorationlifecoach.com. That's my email address. You can email me and I can send you even more information about the classes. So far, we have 3 people signed up and ready to go, starting on June 3rd, going through August 5th. So I would love to have you as part of my class.
Excellent. Well, guys, that's our show for today. I want to thank you guys and let you know that I love you for listening. Until next time, remember, when we empower each other, we all rise.
Thanks for joining us this week on the Her Sweet Spot Experience. Make sure to visit our website, www.hersweetspot.com. That's her, SUITE, spot.com, where you can become a member of our growing community and get great content for your life and business. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast. We are your strategic partners to grow your business.